I'm muted. Morning, guys. Sorry about that. I was muted. Technology. I'm not very good with technology. Does my head in. Technology is soon going to be taking over the world. Trust me. You've heard it here first. We're taking over the world. There we are. There we go. Okay, cool. Right, guys, we're all on. Let's get straight. I want to get straight to a top-down analysis because gold came down nicely last night. Finally. Let's see what we can catch today because I want half a day's finished today. I want to chill out today. It's the weekend, Friday. I want to get on the beers, see how we get on. If you are watching on YouTube, drop us a like, subscribe to the channel, put your notifications on. If you're watching on TikTok, follow or head over to YouTube and watch us trade. Okay, so straight into a top down on gold. Let's have a look. So we've got monthly, still very, very bullish. Now we've got 12 days left of the monthly. Okay, we've still got 12 days left, so we've still got ages left. So this monthly currently can still do anything. Okay, so it doesn't really give us that much to go off. Weekly is similar. We've been very, very bullish, but we haven't tested the previous zone. So the previous zone is 3438. So I would imagine if you break out, you're going to have to retest before deciding if you're bullish or if you're bearish. Okay. But again, the weekly doesn't really give us much. It could carry on pushing bullish or can flip bearish. Can do anything at the moment. Now the daily, on the other hand, is finally came down to my zone where I wanted yesterday. So we took our first loss on stream yesterday, which is part of it, guys. It's part of it. Okay, it's just expenses for the business. That's how you gotta look at it. And all it was is the daily came up, created a steeper top wick, stopped us out, and then flipped back bearish. So stops were just a bit too tight. That's the only thing what caught us out. So yeah. So daily closed bearish. Now where did this daily close? Now the issue we've got is you don't actually know if the daily closed respecting or whether you're something like that, because these zones are all over the place. So we don't know what it's actually going to do. If, let's say for example, the daily is closed respecting, then this would be a break and retest, but on the daily. So it'd be the same as what we want to see on the weekly, but on the daily. So there's your break, there's your retest. Now you're going to decide whether you're going to push up, push down. So it's quite difficult, really. I'm not saying we can't catch any trades, but in regards to bias, again, we're struggling because the daily could just close doji today. And if we close doji, then the next day we might see something like that, which is on Monday. So the daily doesn't really help us. It could have a steeper bottom wick. Excuse me, I had a long night last night watching football. Newcastle got beat. So yeah, the daily can push up or can create a steeper bottom wick. Again, it doesn't really help us. Now on the lower time frames, it does look nice in regards to the zone what we've identified. So the zone what we've got is, that's the zone we're in. Okay, this is the zone we're in. Price came all the way to the bottom. Well, nearly tapped it. Came back up. Retested. What are we going to do now? This is the issue we've got. What are we going to do now? The 6 hours create a steep top wick that looks like it's flipping to the downside, but is the 6 hour going to close something like this? Now what would be the easiest thing to do is, if you got a bearish 6 hour close here, I'd be interested in taking sells. You've had your liquidity grab and you should be free to come down, back down to the bottom. Now the body of the candles have not filled the range yet, so you still got this to fill really in regards to the body of the candles, but we probably need a 6 hour close before that initiates. So 6 hour really doesn't help us at the moment. 4 hour, what's the 4 doing? Which the 6 and the 4 close at the same time. Now currently the range we're in on the 4 What range are we in? This is what's hard when it's all-time highs, because I would probably say that's your next range. Well, either that, yeah, which is a small range. I'd say that's your range. This is where we closed previously, so we've probably got that to fill. So therefore, this 4 could flip to the upside at any point. Okay, at any point. Until we get a 4 close. If we get a 4 close back into this area, then I would look at top wick and then a flip to come down. But at the moment, yeah, it's not very nice, because I'd need the 4 close in that area. We'll see if we can grab some sub entries or something though. What's the 3 doing? We could see a drop price down to these levels right there, because if the 4's gonna potentially flip, it's awful. It's awful. Could we see a pullback to these levels? And if so, could we get a wing back buy? So could we see, if we look at this 3, so this 3 closed here, which is technically in line with this. The next 3 comes down to these levels, taps, and then pulls back up. So could we see a tap and then a pull back up? And also, if we look at this area, you come down, tap, pull back up, tap, pull back up. Could we look at something like that? I'll keep that marked up. Or does the 3 need to come down? So what would help us with the 3? Oh, look at the 2. The 2 looks nice. 2's had a top wick. The only thing what puts me off, the 4 could flip at any point. But the 2's had a top wick. Let's put this on. And now it's flipped to the downside. Move this up. Do we now need to drive down? This hour closing respecting. If we'd had a close below this level on the hour, I'd be interested to get in. I mean this, because we could be on this where we could come straight back up. Possibly that. Guys, I think I'm looking at this 15. If we can get a 15 close in to this area, and then I get a top wick, I'll probably look to get in. There's 5 minutes left to the 15. Do all tend to. Just mark this up. All tend to tap that level of these. Okay. There's a 5. Okay, let's see if I can get a 5 close. If I can get a 5 close and a top wick, I'll probably take the top wick. The 5. The 15 coming down. I'm looking at a wing back buy from 3640 as well. See if we can pop back up. Oh. 15. 3 minutes left of the 15. What would that be? So you don't have the ones close respect in this level. But you need a steeper top wick. When you get a close around this level, how steep is this top wick? But I think we've done the top wick. There's one area where I can reject from, and that's here. Where you close respecting. This is what I'm saying with all-time highs. You haven't got the previous data to go off, so it's close respecting here, close respecting here. These came through. This came through. There's one time where it rejected and pushed up. So if we're going to do that, this 4 could flip at any point. I think what I might do is look at, because the 4 could flip. 4 hasn't closed as of yet. You've still got 2 hours left of the 4. So where's the 2 closed? The 2 is closed. Bearish, so this 2 could flip at any point also. Interesting. How's this gonna end up? I might have to wait for the 4 here, guys. I'm trying to see if we can get a swoop entry, bit of an early entry. Awful, guys, awful. Right. We might have to wait for the 4 to close. This 15 is obviously going to close bullets. If we had a 15 close here below here, it would have been a good indication that we're pushing down. But now that we've closed like that, looking more, coming back up. You've never really rejected from here when you're coming down, apart from this one. And you actually push all the way to 3657. But look where the bottom wick goes. They don't like it. Don't like it, guys. I'm gonna have to wait for the 4, I think. See what how the 4's gonna close. If something pops out, I'll take it. So get rid of all this. The 15-minute close. Where is the 15? So that looks like the 15-minute zone there. Yeah, we'll probably say that's a 15. If you get a break above, I mean, look at this. You can just tap and pull back. It's absolutely awful. Okay, let's. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do a top down on NAS. See what NAS is doing. And we might have to wait for the fall close on gold. We'll have a quick look at NAS. Weekly, very, very bullish. daily. Push bullish again. We haven't had much of a bottom wick. It could flip to the upside. 6 hour hasn't done anything. We are bullish on the previous 4, no top wick on this 4. We haven't tapped previous support, actually we have. There's a tap. 3, 2, okay. 2's got no bottom wick. We probably could have took that 2 if I had a bottom wick. News today. I mean, if we could get a pullback off the 1, so you broke out to the downside now on the 1. There's the 1 range there. Got these 2 zones. Can we pull back, tap previous support? Once we tap, the issue you've got is you've got no bottom wick on this previous 1. So it's pretty likely that this one can close bullish. I'm not saying it's going to, but it can close bullish. But other than that, you're sort of free falling down to these ranges. But I can't take because of the 1. I need to rule out that. So I'd like a pullback ideally. And then if I can get a 1 hour close, bullish respecting, and that would be an S play. What we could do is look at a top wick and then sell stops to come down to fill the range. So I'll settle there here. Back to that, how is oil looking? Sorry, this is UK 100, which I've added. I wanted to do a top down on it. Low. Why have I put this on the all-time highs too? Weekly, we've got some day to go off. Weekly's bullish. Daily. Look at them forwards are awful. I think we need a steeper bottom wick off the daily. Yeah, 40 I was going to look at. Fill the range in the weekly. Daily bounced off 23381. Flows back into this area. You've now got liquidity. this level, do you now need to come and break the highs? Daily, I would like a bottom wick from 23589. Awful, guys, I won't lie. Awful morning. There's really nothing for me at the moment. I would need the 4 to close. But then even if the 4 closes like this, you're bearish. You haven't broke out to the upside. You would then expect just to come down and retest. Is this 4 going to flip? That's the question, really. We didn't even get the bottom one at 15. Need to get out of these ranges. It's nice gold start to come back down, but this range here, guys, we need to get below here. We need to get back below these levels, ideally. All broke out, but is the 3 going to close respecting? So the 3 hasn't broke out as of yet. There's the 3 zone there. That. Okay, that's the 3 zone. You can go off that one if you wanted to. So what is the 3 going to do? Is it going to drive through? Carry on up? Or we're going to retest this zone to then reject and close bearish? There's still an hour and a half left of it. I don't think this is for me today, guys. I really don't. Probably no trade for me. Came down, we bounced off here. Yeah. Guys, it's not really for me this morning, unfortunately. And you get days like this where price is not showing you what you want to see. I think I would have to wait till about, I don't even think the next 4 will be right for us. I think I'd have to wait for the following 4. So we'd need 2 more 4 candles. And unfortunately, it's Friday. I'm not waiting. So I'll just come back on. And it's really difficult to do this type of stuff because sometimes when you're starting out, you set out to, okay, I've got 2-3 hours to trade. And you feel like you're not learning anything unless you get a trade. Right? But trust me, by actually turning the computer off and saying there's nothing lining up for me, you're learning so much. You're learning discipline. That's the main thing about it, discipline. If it's not there for you, just close the computer. Close the computer. So yeah, unfortunately. It's a bit shit as well because we took a loss yesterday. And that's another thing where you want to sort of, you feel like you've got to redeem yourself by getting another trade, a win to forget that one. But again, it's just Forex trying to play mind games with you. You can't let it do that. Every day you get, no matter what happened yesterday, you get back on fresh, you come on fresh eyes, act upon what you see. And at the moment, we're in an awful area where you can trade this area, but I'd need some forward closes. I need probably another 2 forward closes for me personally. So yeah, I'm gonna love yous and leave yous. I'm gonna catch yous later. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see yous on Monday. We're still up for the week, I believe. No, not for the week, but we are still up on stream with 6 wins on stream, 1 break even, and 1 loss, which we took yesterday. Okay, so we're still up for the month so far. So I will catch yous later. Have a good one. See yous on Monday. Bye, guys. Bye, TikTok. Thanks for watching. The Relentless Trader. Ooh. And then, mate.